Hi guys, welcome to another video with me, Amy, and A to Z Yoga. Today's video is all about the neck and releasing the neck. This is after a request from last week's video. So here it is, a quick little video for you with lots of ways to release the neck and bring the neck back into neutral. You're going to need a mat, obviously, and ideally a brick. If you don't have one, don't worry. I will show you things, ways to do things without having a brick. But I would suggest that you buy one because they're not very expensive and they are just a really, really handy prop to have for many of my classes anyway, and certainly many yoga classes in general, because it just helps you to get a little bit of feedback and also bring the floor to you sometimes. So that would be my suggestion for you. Go and grab those things and I'll meet you back here. Okay, so we're going to start lying on our back. If you're pregnant, don't worry, we're not going to be on the back for very long, so you should be okay. However, if you feel uncomfortable lying flat on your back, feel free to go and grab yourself some cushions or something that can lift you up slightly, a blanket or something. So we come onto our back and just bring your hands to your belly and take a nice deep breath into the belly. And then let that breath move all the way up into the chest and the neck. See if you can feel a bit of movement around the back of the neck as you inhale. Do it one more time. So now I want you to take your hands to the back of your head. Place your thumbs right at the base of the skull, where you can feel the skull kind of pop out and the top of the neck attaches to the base of the skull. And just gently massage there. Massaging right from the center all the way out to the ears, and try and keep your neck relaxed. Just let your head really sit into your hands. So your head is really heavy in your hands. And now if you don't have a brick, you're going to continue with this. But if you do have a brick, you're going to come up and you're going to place the brick like this, or you may need to lower it, but wait till we get there and see how you feel. You're going to place the brick at the top of the back so that it's just along the back of the neck and there's just your skull. So it's just from the base of the skull that is popping off of the brick. If this is super uncomfortable, lower it down one level and place it underneath you that way. But if you can stay here and manage it, go for it because it will really help. Then relax your arms by your sides, palms facing the ceiling, and just gently turn your head side to side. So we're getting into all those little muscles at the back of the skull, back of the neck, and the upper back. Sorry. I think being in this position unlocks some things in the lungs and the throat. Okay, one more time each way. And then roll to your side to come off of the brick. And if you're pregnant, now place the brick underneath your pelvis. If you're not, you can also place the brick under your pelvis because it's nice and comfortable, but you don't have to. And then you're going to bring your arms to the sides into a cactus position. So you've got your elbows in line with your shoulders. Your neck is nice and long. Your head and your neck are relaxed. And then we're going to just bring your fingertips to the floor as far as you can go without feeling like your shoulder blades are winging off the back, and then take them back up again. Don't force the movement and don't force your hands to the floor, just do what you can do. So what we're doing right now is kind of untying some of the tissue around the back of the neck and the back of the arms, which can cause a tightness in the shoulders and a tightness in the neck. So we want to be able to kind of unlock that. You might find, as I am, the more you do, the easier it is to get the hands to the floor without feeling those shoulders popping off the back. It's because you have loosened those muscles at the back of the shoulders, the neck and the back of the arms. But again, don't force it. Do it one more time. Then keep your left arm here, but bring your right hand towards the floor, and then turn your head to the right. Take a nice deep breath into the left side of the neck. And then bring the head back and arm back. Then take the left hand down, turn your head to the left. Take a nice deep breath into the right side of the neck. Bring your head back and bring the arm back. And then lift your pelvis so that you're taking it off the brick. If you don't have the brick there, then don't worry about it. And place the brick between your knees, the width way round. Take your arms up to the ceiling, palms facing each other, and just drop your arms into your sockets so you feel the back of your shoulders really sinking into the ground. You're going to keep your neck and your head switched off, really relaxed, your shoulders really relaxed. Squeeze the brick and then start lengthening your tailbone down the back of your legs, your glutes down the back of your legs, to peel your pelvis off the floor. And then as you inhale, bring the pelvis back down. And again, as you exhale, slowly peel the pelvis off the floor. As you inhale, take it back down. What we're trying to do here is really get, firstly, the glutes to fire up, which we need in order for the neck muscles to be able to stay relaxed, the upper shoulders to stay relaxed. But we're also trying to train the upper body to remain relaxed when we're moving the lower body, because it's amazing how so many times I see people doing this exercise and the shoulders are trying to come into it for some reason, the neck is trying to come into it for some reason, and it's because we're not really using the back of the legs and the glutes as we should be to facilitate this movement. So this is why we're trying to take the upper body out of the equation as we work the lower body. Just 2 more. Last one. Perfect. And then take the brick away, pop it to the side, roll to your side and come onto all fours. Onto your hands and knees. Your wrists are under your shoulders, your knees are under your hips. And you're going to get the back of your throat in line with your upper spine. You can here grab your brick again if you have it, and bring it to the back of your head. So the top of it is on the base of the skull, the bottom of it is on the upper back. And you want to feel that you have the brick in a nice flat position. So if you feel like you've got too much space between the brick and the neck, you're more likely in this position where the chin is slightly lifted. If you feel like there's no space between the neck and the brick, or very little, then chances are your head is too low, and you'll also feel the top of the brick is heavy. You want to feel that the brick is very balanced on the back of your head and the back of your neck. And then you're going to keep your head in that position as you take the brick away, because otherwise it's going to fall off. And then, like a little pigeon, push your head forwards, dropping it from the throat, not tucking the chin in, and then pull the throat back up again. Push the head forwards and then pull it back up again. So it's not the chin going in and up. Your chin stays in the same width between the chin and the chest. You're moving from your throat. Just keep your belly and your ribs slightly hugged in so they're engaged. 2 more. Good, and then keep the throat where it is. Take your right leg straight out behind you without moving anything else, and then pop it out to the side so it comes to a 90-degree angle. From here, squeeze your feet towards each other. Slowly open up your chest and your ribs towards the ceiling. Try and lengthen your pelvis down the back and lean back into your left shoulder. Place your right hand on the back of your head and pull the head back into the hand a little. So that will draw the throat back, the ribs back and the belly back. And then let your head drop towards the floor. And then you can extend your right arm up overhead. Breathe into the right side of the waist. And then come back to center. Bring that right leg back again. Take the left leg back out behind you without moving anything else, and then pop it out to the side to a 90-degree angle. Start to again squeeze the legs towards each other so that opens up the pelvis, and then open your chest up towards the left. Lean into the right shoulder blade. Take your left hand to the back of your head and let your head come back into your hand and drop the head to the floor so you get that lengthening in the sides of the neck. Then you can extend your left arm up and over. Take a nice deep breath into the left waist. And bring it back to center. Bring that leg back. Then you're going to take the right leg straight out behind you again. Step the right foot forwards. If you can do it without moving your hand, go for it. If you're pregnant, that's going to be very difficult, so don't worry about it. And then you're going to tuck your back foot under, lift the back knee off the floor so you come to a low lunge position. Push that back heel away for a moment. Feel that length throughout the back of your leg. Lift the left hip a little higher to get the left glute to switch on, and keep your throat in neutral. And then from there, bend your back knee a little as you lift your upper body. Then we're going to take both hands to the back of our head. Push your head back into your hands. Bend your back knee a little bit more so you feel an opening in the front of the back hip. Squeeze your legs towards each other. Now take a big breath in and start lifting your chest up. As you lift your chest up, you're lifting your chest up and over, so it takes you to a mini back bend. Then squeeze your elbows towards each other. Pull your chin to your chest and round your upper back. Inhale, come back up, and then keep the pelvis in neutral, your throat in neutral. Straighten your back leg. Now if you're pregnant, you're definitely going to want to grab your brick, and you're going to bring that brick to the outside of your right foot. I'm just moving over a bit because otherwise I know I'm going to hit the plant. Take your hands back to the back of your head. Now fold forwards from the front of your hips. Lean forwards into that front leg, keeping the throat in neutral. And then open up your back hip. As you open, try and keep your throat in neutral, which will keep the belly in and keep the ribs in. And then you can see if you can bring your fingertips to that little brick. Or if you're not pregnant, you can see if you can bring your hand towards the floor, not to touch it though. And you're trying to keep the back of your head in line with your tailbone as you open up through the chest. And then step the back foot to the front. Inhale, stand up. Well done. We're going to swap the brick to the other side so it's ready to do the other side. Inhale, raise your arms up. Let the shoulder blades lift. Keep the belly and the ribs hugged in and your throat back. And then sit back at your hips. As always, if you're pregnant, make room for your belly as you fold forwards. Let the knees bend and bring the hands to the floor. Take a step back with the left leg and a step back with the right leg, so you come back to your all fours position Wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips, and flatten your feet. Throat in neutral. Don't let your chin drop. You tuck it in a little bit and try and keep the front of the throat lifted. Then we're going to take the left leg out behind us and step the left foot to the hand. If you can do it without moving your hand, great, otherwise don't worry. From there, tuck the back foot under, squeeze the legs towards each other, lift the back leg off the floor. Press away with that back heel for a moment, keeping your throat in neutral. Allow yourself to feel this length from the back of the heel through the back of the body and engage that right glute. Then bend your back knee, lift your upper body to a nice floating high lunge and squeeze the legs towards each other. Take your hands again to the back of your head, base of the skull, and press your head back into your hands. Let that pull the belly and the ribs back a bit more. And then inhale, grow even taller through the chest, lift the chest up and maybe slightly over. And then from there you come back to center, fold forwards from your front hips, straightening out with your back leg. Gently bring your weight into that front foot, starting off with the pelvis in neutral. Dial out with your front foot, keep your head in line with your spine so that it helps to keep the belly in, ribs in. Open up the right hip, and then if you can, you bring your left fingertips to the brick or towards the floor. Don't worry if you lose your balance, especially if you're pregnant. It is a hard one to keep. And then you're opening up through the chest and the sides of the waist. And step that foot to the front. Ooh, it's a good challenge. And then we're going to take it back down again. So inhale, arms up to the ceiling. Lift from the shoulder blades. Keep the belly and the ribs in, head back. Let your feet go wider if you need space for a little pregnant belly. Sit back at your hips. Keep the throat in neutral. Try and gaze in the direction you're going. Bring your hands to the floor. Take a step back with one leg and a step back with the other leg. So you come back to your all fours position. I'm going to move the brick out of the way now. Now place your elbows underneath your shoulders and drop your head. Let your head relax. Push down into your forearms so you start to feel the shoulders engage and spread away from each other a little. And then they sit on the back of the ribs a bit more. Now tuck your toes under, pushing into your forearms, lift your hips up and let your head dangle. Just let it drop. Take a nice big breath here. And then from here, lift your right leg if you can, don't worry if you can't. Bend the right knee and open up that right hip. You then can see, if you can take the right hand to the side, opening up through the pelvis and keeping the belly and the ribs hugged in. Let your head dangle. Bring it back to center, arm down, knees down for a second. Take a breath, mostly because I need to. Then we're going to attempt the other side. So pressing into your forearms, push up through your hips, lift the left leg, bend the knee and open the hip. As you open the hip, pull the belly in. You're not shortening the right side of your waist or turning the right knee in. Keep it here. The belly and the ribs stay hugged in. You see if you can take the left hand out to the side. Keep your head relaxed and open up. And bring that leg down, legs back down, arm back down. Well done. And come back to your all fours position. Back to your hands and knees. Keeping the shoulders over the top of the wrists, your throat is in neutral. Just walk yourself back to plank for a second, bend your knees and push back to down dog. Stay up on the toes. Allow your hips to hinge and again your head to relax. Your chest is almost slightly forward so the shoulder blades have somewhere to sit on the back. And then you're going to take a step forwards with the right foot, as close to the hand as you can get it. Turn the back foot out, lift your upper body to warrior two. Move over a little bit. Line your heels up with each other if they aren't already. And then take your arms to the side. Bring your right arm towards the ceiling, left arm towards the floor, palm facing the back of the room. From here, bend your front knee like you're pushing it away from your back leg. Don't go with it. Push it away from the back leg. And then pulse the arms. As you pulse, you're pulsing with the shoulder blades. You should feel those shoulder blades really waking up. Good. Take the arms back to shoulder height. Reach down to that right foot. Bend your left knee. Straighten your right leg so it opens up the left side of the waist. And drop your head. Then just walk yourself round to the other side. Turn the left foot out. Right foot in. Bring yourself back to warrior. Then now you're on the other leg. Your heels should already be lined up because they started in that position. Arms back out to shoulder height. Push into the back foot. Bend your front knee like it's going away from you. Don't lean with it. Then left arm to the ceiling. Right arm towards the floor, palm facing backwards on that bottom hand. And again, pulse through the shoulder blades. Wake them up. Keep the belly and the ribs hugged in. Lovely. Then reach over to that left foot, bend your right knee, straighten your left leg and drop your head. Walk it back round to the front, turning the feet with you. And then take that front foot back, step it back to your down dog. Press down into the fingers and the knuckles, dial out with your hands, lift up with your hips. Keep your chest slightly forwards. Let your head dangle. And then you're just going to walk your hands back to your feet. Let your knees bend as you walk back. Place your right hand on your forehead and then let the other arm dangle. From here, slowly roll up. Keep your head very heavy and roll up as though your legs are pushing you up. Your head is going to be the last thing to come up and you're going to use your hand to push your head up. Okay, now from here, we're going to roll back down the way that we came. So keep the legs wide to make space for a pregnant belly. Drop your chin to your chest. Let your head go really heavy. Soften your knees a little. And then start rolling down through the spine. Keep your head really heavy. Think of detaching each vertebra of the spine away from the other as you roll. And then slowly walk yourself out. Bend the knees. Roll yourself around and come onto your back. And my mummies to be, you can grab your brick again, come and lie down, and you can place it underneath your pelvis. Everyone else, you can just lie nice and straight out in Shavasana. You can also, if you want to, take some blankets or something underneath the spine and lie down flat in Shavasana. But I've chosen to do it this way because of the neck, really, because I want to allow the pelvis to be lifted to let the shoulders, the neck and the head relax a bit more. And then take a nice deep breath into the belly, all the way up to the neck. One more breath there. And then nice and slowly press into your feet if you've got the pelvis on a brick. Move the brick away. Roll to your side and come up to sitting. And that's it. So hopefully you now feel quite nice and released in the neck. And you feel maybe like the neck and the throat are in a little bit more of a neutral position, which should allow your breath to flow a little bit more freely and a little more easily. If you love this video, please like it, please share and comment. It really helps my channel and it really makes me feel great. I will see you next time, and if you have any ideas for any other videos, please don't be afraid to comment below. As you can see, I will absolutely create a video based on what it is that you want to see. So feel free to give me your ideas. Subscribe, the button is somewhere around here, I don't know where, but press that button and subscribe so you don't miss out on next week or any other videos. Have a wonderful week. Namaste.